Back with serieA.
And that means we're back with Fantacalcio.
Hey everybody, we are back with the Fantacalcio, our fantasy league. What we're going to do is we're going to dive into the league, see how things are going, and then we are going to show you guys the teams that we have ready for this match day 3, I think we're going into. And then feel free to comment and let us know what you guys are doing. We can also give you guys a bit of insight on who's not playing, who's playing. Sound good?
Sounds great. Let's take a look at your team first, Damien.
Let's look at the league first, actually. So let's go into our league. First of all, big changes here from last week. As we said, every match day, like some people do really well, some people do bad. This time, I was one of the people that didn't do bad. I had one striker who didn't score. But that being said, our top 3 have changed from last week. We have Ventilator, who's still there, doing really well. So that's Franco Cesar, 151 points. That's pretty solid showing. I'd love to know actually where they are in the overall league. Abdullah, which is Mohammed, he was also in the last top 3 lane, correct?
I don't know if he was top 3, but he was very close to it. So he's maintaining really good form. In 3rd place, we've got Ibra 11, which would be you can't hear, unfortunately. Which would be the team owned by Khalil Ibrahim, and they did really well last round. But the winner of the second match day round, quite surprisingly, was our friend Andrea Del Fio. He had a terrible first week, scoring almost 0 points. And the last round came back so strong that he's climbed all the way to 4th. And I'm one of the people who have done 2 terrible rounds in a row.
Yeah, I think he actually came close to being the top overall for the entire website of Fantasy League, hitting that target. So that was really good showing. What this has done is listen, we're all very close up top. Anything can happen. Like I think I've dropped down to 24th, if I'm not mistaken. There I am there, Team Demo 107. So I was about 80 something after round 1, and now I've only gained a few points. So it was a bad showing, and things obviously change depending on the matches, but good consistency from Ventilator and Abdullah. I think that was really good. And Ibra pulling in, and Jack Russell as well. So let's see how things go into match day 3, but it's a very exciting stuff. Remember, the winner of this takes away the €100 Amazon gift card. So let's carry on this form and see how things go. But we are still up to about quite a few players playing. But let's go into the teams. Should I start with mine, Elaine?
Go for it. I love the way you say your team's been doing terribly with just over 100 points. I don't think I'm even at 60 points yet.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, I've had a terrible first 2 weeks.
Let's see where you are.
Carry on going.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you are. 87.
Okay, cool. So I'm nearly at the 100 mark, but terrible first couple of weeks.
Still close to me. Okay, so going into this match day 3, I've subbed out Chicho Caputo as he's going to Sam. I think they have a very hard game against Atalanta. Well, not Atalanta, sorry, Inter. And I don't know if he's going to be able to play well for Sam, or like he had a good workflow going on with Sassuolo. So who knows how that's going to happen. So I subbed him out. So last week I played with a 5-4-1. This week, I've changed that to a 4-4-2. So we have Szczesny in goals. I'm going to be changing Szczesny. I just couldn't do it this time because I had to change out Caputo. I'm going with Gosens, Hernandez, Lorenzo, Karsdorp. So left backs and right backs galore. Trying to get in those goals and those assists. I did take out Calabria because I think against Lazio, Milan may concede. And by doing so, I was able to add another striker. Midfield, there's still a lot of, I'm not, like it looks like a strong midfield, but I'm not happy with this midfield because there is Cuadrado and Dybala that play against Napoli. So chances of goals and stuff might be very hard there. There's Milinkovic-Savic against Milan, could be tough for him there as well. And there's Boga against Roma, which can be tough. So all my midfielders are playing really tough games. They might shine, but the chances of them not getting points is very high. So not thrilled with that, but I couldn't do any more subs because I needed to sub out Caputo, and there's one sub a game. I could do the overall sub, but I don't want to use that right now because I think it's still a strong team. And then up front, I subbed Caputo for Vlahovic, which they're against Atalanta, so that's a tough game. But I think Vlahovic has a good price tag right now. Caputo had the same market value when I sold him. So bringing Vlahovic in now might be a good thing for the long run. So I just decided to bring him in now. and Arnautovic is playing against Verona, so I just chucked him in and I swapped him out for Calabria. So that's the team I'm using now. I'm scared for this round because if you look at the hashtags and who they're playing, they're all pretty hard games. Like there's not many easy ones. So points may be very difficult, so I might see myself further down the pecking order. Napoli play Szczesny, which I'm sure Napoli are going to score, so I put that there. The other option is Reina against Milan, but seeing that I'm a Milan fan, I really don't feel like playing the goalie that's going to be against us, because then I don't want Milan to score. So I'm just going to leave the team like this, but I feel not confident like I'm going to win this, but there's some good players there. I just don't know about points. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I like the way you've used fullbacks across the defense, because it does offer that ability to get goals and assists. You brought the highlight to the fact that your midfielders are all playing tough games. I would argue that every single player on your team except Arnautovic is playing a tough game. And even for him, that's a very level game. So I see your players like really, really nice team, and it would be a team that would contend in real life, just missing a few centre backs. But I think that with the nature of the games your players are playing this weekend, it's going to be hard for you to get points.
Yeah. That being said, my bench, I have Reina, Calabria, Scamacca, and Sensi. So leaving it like this, if someone out, at least Calabria can step in, which I think you'll get a bit. I don't know if Scamacca is going to be playing against Roma, and Sensi against Samp. Who knows? Sensi's first few games were a bit of a down now. So Elaine, let's move on to your team.
Yeah, so my team going into this weekend has got a few of the same problems that we were talking about with your team, with Szczesny in goal, having a tough game, Gosens and Di Lorenzo as my defenders with tough games, and Mancini is doubtful because of the foot injury that he got with the national team. My whole defensive department is not really filling me with the most confidence. In midfield, I'm a little bit happier. Soriano against Verona, João Pedro against Genoa, Savic against Milan is a tough one, as well as Gonzalez against Atalanta. And then my strikers are going to be Dzeko against Samp, Shomurodov, who probably is going to come in as a sub again, so I need to probably sell him next week, and Abraham, who I've made captain. My bench is just really lackluster for the whole game. I'm actually going to move these players across. Let's put Sensi first. So my bench is incredibly lackluster, and I hope there's not going to be any need for those players. But yeah, with the injury to Mancini, wanting to change Szczesny and wanting to change Shomurodov for another striker who gets 90 minutes, my team's looking really depleted at the moment, and I'm not so confident about getting mega points going into this next round. What is your opinion here, Damien?
Yeah, it's I think your midfield is, I like João Pedro. Soriano, I don't think he's going to be the same level he was last year, but João Pedro is someone I definitely want to bring on as well. So I'll figure out a way to get him on my team. The defense is, yeah, Gosens and Di Lorenzo can get you points. Mancini can get goals with corners if he plays. If he doesn't, you're going to be in a bit of a pickle, because I don't know who they're going to put on there, because they have to put on the defender.
Yeah, Di Marco will come on, and he'll probably get closing minutes with Inter. So it's going to be 1 point if that sub happens. That 1 point is better than the 0, obviously, from Mancini, but my team can't change modulo. I can't play with 2 defenders. So I've sort of got my hands tied here. The other player that I had to take out another player in midfield, who was Chiesa, who was not going to start. So my 1 sub went to adding Gonzalez. In hindsight, maybe I could have done something different, but because I was limited to getting another midfielder, I couldn't have fixed the defensive problem this week.
Yeah, man. And then the fact that you have the 2 Roma, that's also like...
Oh, yeah, I know. I've scored an own goal here with this formation.
Yeah, like Shomurodov and Abraham, that was a bad choice. I don't think up front, specifically because you only have 3 players or so, you should try get them all from different teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you need to start catching up with points, and I think the way to do that is slowly, as you said, change piece by piece and getting new players in. But I think that needs to start happening. Who do you have on your bench? Di Marco, Inter players.
Di Marco, Sensi, Godin, and Aresti. So nobody.
Godin, I think Godin's out for the next month or so now.
Yeah. So in other words, I need to do some restructuring. It wasn't.
Oh, no. Next round, just get rid of Shomurodov. I don't know how much he's worth, and then bring on another. Because like Dzeko and Abraham's fine. So go for a cheap striker, like I have, like Scamacca, put him on the bench, and then save that kitty for the next round, where you can then get another defender or midfielder.
Yeah, valid point.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where I am at with this current team. And yeah, let's see how we go into the next week.
Okay, so those are our Fantaculture teams going into this match day. Guys, feel free to add any comments on who you guys are deciding to play, why this, why that. What I would recommend, though, is, I don't know if you guys have access to it, but just go to gazzetta.com, go to probabili formazioni, so it's probable formations, have a look, and they also give percentages of if a player might not be playing or playing, so you guys can make sure that your players will be starting or not.
Little pinch of advice coming from me. Last week, I got screwed over completely because they told me Abraham wasn't playing, along with somebody to my left. So I lost points not making him my captain. So take all of that with a pinch of salt. They're not always right.
If you haven't, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you again on the Pink Table.
Ciao, ciao.